All right, cool. So this is Valdi. I'm here with Preston Smiles. The topic I really wanted to talk about was how or why you need to be okay with being by yourself and really get to know yourself and really love yourself before you can move into loving someone else in a relationship, in an intimate consciousness relationship.
Yeah.
Why it's necessary, maybe even. And so for me, that's something that's super relevant. I know it's relevant for a lot of people, a lot of my friends at least.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's why one of the reasons at least why it haven't worked out with the two intimate relationships that I've been in. And so now I'm starting to be like, okay, I don't want to get hurt like that again, so maybe I need to really...
Well, that can be an issue as well.
Yeah,
Here's the thing.
It was more as a joke though, but yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think that it's important that we do both.
Yeah.
It's important that you spend time alone. It's important that if we took a seed right now and we wanted that seed, let's say the seed was an acorn, right? If we took that seed and we put it in the ground, it takes time for that seed to germinate. It takes time for that seed to root into the ground and start to grow before it actually breaks out, and then we can call it a tree, right? And so it's also very important for us to take time. There's, reason, season, lifetime, and there are seasons in our lives. And sometimes when we're calling in our one, if you're not calling in your one or your two or your three, and you want to have a bunch of sex and hang out with a bunch of women or men or whoever you want to hang out with, by all means do that. But if you say you are calling in your life partner, if you want a deep, profound relationship, and I do suggest that we spend some time looking at ourselves, deepening ourselves, filling our own cups, so that when we do come to a relationship, it's not this sort of codependent, one person is the dealer and one person is the addict kind of situation. It's a situation where both of us are full, both of us come in alignment with who and what we are, and at that moment, and we come together and we grow and we learn. Now, the thing to understand, I think, in all of life in general, is we're never done, right? This idea that, I'm gonna go love and find out who I am, and then when I meet my person, then we're just gonna be good.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen. Because even when you meet your person, they're gonna trigger the hell out of you, and some more stuff is gonna come up, and then you're gonna have to work through that stuff.
Yeah, right.
However, if I was training if I said I wanted to be an Olympian, right? And I wanted to win a gold medal in swimming, I wouldn't just go jump in the pool and swim next to Michael Phelps. What I would do is I would take some time learning and perfecting my stroke. I would take some time learning and swimming every day and learning, what my strengths are and my, not weaknesses, but my challenges are, and perfecting those and becoming a master swimmer before I jumped in the pool with Michael Phelps, the greatest Olympian swimmer in the world, right? And it's the same thing with you and your wife exists right now. And this very moment, she's probably in Istanbul, backpacking and dating somebody else and getting her heart broken and all that stuff, right?
Right.
And you guys are eventually you'll be traveling and she'll be traveling and you'll be guys weaving all over the place, and then there's gonna come a day where you're gonna be in at a cafe or something, and you'll be like, excuse me, and she's gonna turn around and you'll be like, oh my God, and you guys are gonna literally fall in love, right? However, all the work that leads up to that thing is very important. And so, it's important that we take time to ourselves.
Yeah, I think another aspect of it as well is, for me personally, the background that I had, where I actually got into trying to pick up chicks and pick up girls and meet girls and make them attracted to me and all that stuff, and use that as a way to get into self-development. and it's beautiful because I ended where I am now,
Yes.
which is I feel more aligned with where I'm going than ever.
Yep.
But there might also have been some aspects to that wasn't the healthiest.
Of course.
And I was super intrigued when I then got into a deep, intimate relationship. Because I was like, oh, I should wait with relationships until I'm like 30.
Yep.
Because then I'll be a man and then I'll know my shit.
Yep.
And then I got into it and I was like, holy fuck, there's so much growth in this relationship that I would have never seen or experienced if I was like just out there having superficial relationships. Because it's so easy to just be like, oh yeah, I'm feeling good about myself, and they're reinforcing it because you only know them for 2 nights or something.
Exactly.
And then it's like, yeah.
Here's the thing about pickup, right? And I know some of the guys. I've done videos with some of the guys who teach some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Pickup is like taking a shit, right? And then taking that piece of poop and then putting like a bow on it and like little things that make eyes and like dressing it up and spraying cologne on it
Right.
and all of this stuff. But the reality is it's still a piece of shit, right? So that shit can attract more shit. But until you actually, this is a terrible metaphor or analogy. Until you like smush that shit and like, do something with it, it doesn't mean anything, right? So a lot of times in pickup, they just teach you how to manipulate. They teach you how to manipulate and use the 48 laws of power and how to win friends and influence people.
Yeah.
And it's all about domination and manipulation. However, there's no substance, no depth to that thing. And so what happens after 2 nights or 3 nights or, after that point when the girl's not drunk anymore, who's the man that is showing up to that relationship?
Yeah.
If you don't work on the man, then it's not sustainable.
Right.
It's just dicks and pussies.
Yeah.
It's just fucking.
Just stimulation,
Yes.
just getting the rush.
Which is, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's the animal, that's the base.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
What we're talking about is being a conscious man, a conscious choice maker, a conscious human being in a relationship where you can play with the nuances and the beauty of that and see who and what you are in reflection to another. And some of those guys in pickup lack that in general, so they can't teach that. They can teach you how to manipulate.
Yeah.
But that's an empty life. And I can tell you, as somebody who used to do that as well, it's empty as hell.
Yeah. I agree. And also, the aspect that they're teaching you from is often, they're teaching you the rules of what is attracting to women, as if there is a certain behavior men needs to have. And even the guys that's like, you need to embrace yourself, they're still teaching it from the place of, you need to embrace yourself and be confident in who you are but the thing for me was that when I embraced my more vulnerable, insecure, authentic side in some aspects of me, and obviously I'm also confident in other aspects, but when I embraced that and showed, hey, I'm actually scared right now to the girl, that's the 2 times that that I had those intimate relationships, because that's the
authentic to you.
Exactly. And so I get to meet the girls that are also like the right type for me, instead of just like the hot girl that is probably not like, in some cases at least, not what I'm actually wanting.
Yeah, it's just your
only
dick
and my ego that's like, oh, look at this, guys, I got this hot girl. Do you like me now,
look
friends?
At me, I'm good enough now. Look at me, I'm good enough now. All of that to me is pretty freaking weak, which is why, and it's a gateway.
Yeah.
It's a gateway, right? So, because look at you now, look where you are now.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk crap about Tai Lopez, and I'm like, yo, Tai Lopez is amazing because people come into his thing and then they get a glimpse of personal development, they get a glimpse of what it looks like, and he's a genius, by the way.
Yeah.
And then what happens is they go, okay, there's something deeper. And then they find their way to me and to my wife and, into a different way of being with life. So, everything is touching everything. Everybody is doing the best they can with the tools and consciousness they have available. And that's why I think it's important for people like you who've been down those roads to make videos like this and really open the space up for people to understand and for you to talk about that. Right? There's a lot of men right now who believe that if they show their vulnerability, that vulnerability is a weakness.
Just did a course with him here in the last weekend. the bridge experience, mind-blowing stuff. Honestly, the deepest, I think, like trauma work that I've ever done.
Yeah.
And God, I've done Tony Robbins, I've done other stuff, but that was like the ones that really got me the deepest into what was in here.
For sure, that's how we set it up. Yeah, if you're watching this and you're anywhere in the world, go to bridgeexperience.com, and if you want to come hang out with us and do some deep end work, man. You know, it's powerful work, and you did some powerful work this weekend, man.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah. It really was. So thank you for that, as well as doing this video with me.
100%.
Very happy about it.
Yeah.
And one thing I also want to comment on that I really like about you is that not only are you super authentic, but super humble with the people that you interact with, and yeah, so it's very, very inspiring, that part as well.
We're all humans, right? We're all humans, and like I mentioned in the bridge, everybody's an expert at something, you know?
Yeah.
Whether you're getting like social media followers and people are like whatever, doesn't make any of us less or more important than the other. And you know, I would be a terrible leader if my thought was, and I'm a personal development or, you know, transformation leader, if I thought I was better than you.
Yeah.
How dare I? That would be terrible, right?
Yeah.
If you're following anybody who's playing that game, then I would say stop following them, because you know, we're all humans, we're all dealing with our stuff, and I've been around some of the most powerful, you know, wealthiest people on the planet, and they all have issues. Everybody has issues. Everybody has insecurities. Everybody takes a shit. Everybody is dealing with and being with life to the best of their ability, and some of us are playing at higher levels, and it's, you know, the higher levels come from, to me, you know, a lot of it is, yes, it's mental, but it's also environment, right? It's like the environment you put yourself in over and over again. And, you know, big ups to you and anybody else who walks into a workshop or takes a 6-month course or positions themselves to be around people that call them to a bigger game. You know?
Yeah, because it's uncomfortable at first.
Super.
It's like, oh fuck, and you have to deal with your shit actually, and you can't just be like, oh, I'm happy. You have to actually look into it, and it's like, oh, maybe there's, so I think that's really cool.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys are already following this dude. Genuine cat right here, man. He's like really good human being. So keep following him, keep commenting and sharing his videos and all of that stuff. And if you guys want to find me, it's at Preston Smiles. Blessings and blessings. Truly, truly thank you for just showing up and being human and like sharing. Please comment below anything you took away from this video.
Thank you. Peace.